Welcome, my friends, to Cuentame USA with Moncho Camano. Today we got another wonderful music artist. Her name is Emese Arva Ilt. I don't know. Maybe I screwed up. Emese, I think, is closer than calling her something else. Well, she's one half of the band. I guess it's a duo called Black Nail Cabaret. And being the other half Christian Arvai. So we got Emese today. And
Hi, everyone. Oh, sorry.
yes, no, I just have to thank Emese for being here today, for your presence. Uh, and I don't know if it's in Hungary right now. She might be. So we're gonna talk to her about so many things. She's a great artist. She has so much stuff that we could talk about. So we're gonna do what we can. I came in this band maybe a couple months ago, so I shouldn't lie. Not that long ago, and it really caught my attention. It's the type of music I really enjoy, so I had to get in touch with them, and I'm so happy she's here today. So how are you, Emeshe? What's going on today?
Hi, and hi, everyone who's watching. I'm indeed coming in from Hungary, and everything seems to be fine. The weather is perfect. And I
Mm.
hear it's very early on your end. So,
Yeah, it's very early, really very rainy day, early morning. So hopefully it will get better later on.
quite different from here.
Yeah, too bad I'm not there. Enjoying the weather. So did you sleep well last night?
I did. Yes,
Did
thank you. I think, although
great.
I'm not a very good sleeper, to
You're
be
not
honest.
you did you go out last night? Do you have to go to do any see some
No.
shows or go out with friends?
We've been to Vienna on Friday night and we just arrived back yesterday. But that was just for fun. We saw Ricky Gervais,
Hmm.
his new stand-up called Mortality.
Wow.
And we just had some fun time in Vienna and then came back to Tatabánya where we live. And I just saw some friends yesterday, but
Hmm.
spent some time with horses.
Wow.
But that was it. No parties. No
No
parties
parties,
this
no
weekend.
late night. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're gonna talk about you because, like I said, I only started listening to your music not that long ago, Emiche. And I don't know, there's so much stuff out there that I don't know about. It's always good to find something fresh for me. But if we talk about your discography, I did the research and you already went through your sixth album, Chrysanthemum, that came in 2024. That's the latest one I listened to. But so it's been a great journey for me this couple weeks listening to your music. You're, like you said, I read before and I did the research. You are based in Hungary, the band, since 2017. But I wasn't sure. Was it when you formed the band in Hungary or was it in the UK? Because weren't you living in the UK at that time?
Um, we used to live in the UK for 5 years, but we actually formed the band in Hungary. And we started it with Sophie, one of my best friends.
Hmm.
To this day, actually, we are very good friends. And we started together around 2008. We know each other from parties in Budapest. Um, and we pretty much wanted to make music together. She played the piano and I was writing songs. So this is how it came about. And then Chris came into the picture when we met because they had a studio, and that was the first studio we went to record the first album.
Hmm.
And well, we started playing together. Chris was helping us live. We were using his instruments because we didn't have enough instruments for a stage setup. And we also became a couple, which is
Right.
obviously not a secret. And we started writing songs together. So there
Hmm.
were many songs that we wrote together for Black Knit Cabaret from the second album onwards. And when Sophie decided to leave the band in 2016, we were already
Hmm.
living in London with Chris, which obviously was hard to kind of ping pong online with songwriting with Sophie, who was still in Hungary.
Okay.
But that wasn't the reason she left the band. She wanted actually to explore other musical genres, and she was into different kind of stuff at that
Okay.
point.
Hmm.
So, and she also wanted to start a family, so which happened
Okay.
right after that. So she left the band, and it was an obvious choice that we will continue with Chris. And we were having more and more shows in Europe, and it was really hard to fly from London back to Germany. So we decided to move back our base to Hungary
Hmm.
so we can drive from here or we can go by train. So it's much easier to get around in
To
Europe.
move around. So you're living in a less stress environment right now, if you compare it when you were living in the UK?
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. And also living in London is not cheap. We
Yeah.
couldn't really afford a place which is enough for both of us to be able to create. So we had a tiny space which we shared. So if I was working on something,
Hmm.
on the instruments, and obviously Chris had to do something else. If he was working on studio gear or whatever, or he was mixing, then I couldn't do something else. I had to
Hmm.
find another space or just put my headphones on and yeah,
Hmm.
so it was very compact and very it felt very temporary.
Hmm.
And in Hungary, we have our own apartment with well, two different areas. Basically, these are different rooms, but on different sides of the apartment. So I can
Okay.
come into my little space to create and close the door and work on songs or work on accessories or stage costumes or whatever. And then in the other area, in the living room, there's the studio basically, which we just refurbished and just finished refurbishing.
Hmm.
This is where he's working right now.
Okay. So when you could be separated from each other for with no problem, I guess. Are you living in a small city? Is that a small city or a small village close to some
It's a town.
it's a
It's an
town?
old
Okay.
mining town. There's no
Okay.
mining anymore, but it used to be it's a workers' town basically. It's I think it's in a good location. We're not too far from Budapest,
Oh, from the capital.
like
Okay.
60 kilometers from the capital. And also if we want to go to Vienna or Germany or whatever, then there are trains, international trains from our town.
Okay,
And
that's
we are
great.
basically halfway between Budapest and Vienna, so it's very convenient.
Hmm. So you don't have any problem mingling with other artists around the area. You could.
No, not really.
Where is that the town where you were born or close by? Is that no,
No,
not even close. Okay.
not even close.
Okay. I read as a teenager you enjoy writing poems and short stories and stuff like that. Is that how you became
Yeah,
not a
yeah.
musician at that time, right?
Yes, I think the music came later. The
Hmm.
poems came very early, actually. I think
Hmm.
I started writing poems when I was 12, in Hungarian, obviously, but I was very
Hmm.
passionate about writing lyrics in English from a very early age. Even before I started speaking the language, I
Hmm.
just picked up some phrases from songbooks and translation of different lyrics that I knew, and I tried to incorporate them into new lyrics that I was writing.
Hmm.
And there was a time when I was very young and I only knew two words in English, which was body and soul. So basically,
Oh,
I
but
sang those two words, body and soul, when I was like 8. I don't know. So I really wanted to start writing English lyrics as soon as possible. I don't really know why. Many Hungarians ask me why don't we write more lyrics in Hungarian? And that's not really about making it internationally. It's more about me wanting to explore the English language and the possibilities of the English language that way. I have always been very passionate about writing English lyrics. I don't
hmm.
really know why.
Well, for what I read about your lyrics, they really make, I really enjoy them. Uh, I don't know if when you sing in Hungarian, the harmonies is, in English is more harmonious, I guess. It's more easier to sing. It's not, is it, does it make it like, it's like also Spanish. I don't know. English, a lot of people choose English just because the way you sing it. I don't know. It's like
Yeah, and
melodic.
also
I don't know melodic, but it's like
there's certainly a flow
flow. Yeah.
when you write songs in English. For me, I think
Mm.
it's much harder to write good Hungarian lyrics
Mm.
because it's very easy to sound pompous or too
Right.
much in Hungarian. There is a fine line, there's a balance with it, and also the words, the consonants are quite heavy
Yeah.
in Hungarian, so obviously there is a lot more obstruction when you sing, while in English there is a certain flow. So
Mm.
maybe that was why I preferred the English lyrics and to sing in English from the very beginning because it sounded more,
Mm.
this will sound strange, but more natural to
Yeah.
me,
Yeah. Yeah.
and more easy.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
have a great appreciation for Hungarian artists who write good lyrics because it's a hard thing to do.
I understand. Um, I guess we could say you were like a teenager in the 90s. Is that the time when you were like
Yeah,
a teenager? So there
yeah.
was a lot of changes, I guess, in Hungary at that time. Uh, well, I guess we could say maybe the fall of the Soviet Union at that time. I don't know, more or less. Your
Well, there
country?
was a change of political, governmental
Yeah,
systems, and in the beginning of the 90s.
yeah,
So obviously, I was still very young to be able to comprehend what was going on, but I
right.
do have memories of the 80s as well. My father used to be a truck driver, an international truck driver. So
Hmm.
um, through him, we got our first VHS recorder, our first satellite receiver, or how do you call it? Sorry, maybe that's not the
Yeah.
right term for it. But we have been exposed to MTV very early on.
So you
To
had
the
access
to
to a lot of music channels from other countries. Is that what you're saying? Because of
That's right. The
I like the
UK
sh
MTV, the original UK MTV,
Hmm.
we had access to that quite early on, and we were recording music videos from it with my brother. And obviously, I have memories of Depeche Mode's "People Are People," the music video when at the end Martin's face is coming back up and he's singing that very powerful line. And I was obsessed with
Hmm.
many different videos from Tom Petty to Kate Bush to
Right.
all that kind of stuff.
Hmm. Yeah, makes sense. Yeah. So I guess at that time there was I guess a big growth of alternative music genres in Hungary, and uh, the culture also was changing, I guess. No. The
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I was still very early, very young to be able to go to parties, but there was a massive scene of the New Romantics and people who were a fan of Duran Duran, for
Right.
example.
Right.
And there were obviously the hardcore Depeche Mode fans, and there were parties. Um, there were goth parties in the 80s and then in the 90s as well. So, but Depeche Mode has been huge, huge, and to this day they're huge in Hungary. So they have
Yeah.
a
Still
massive,
are.
very
Yeah.
loyal follower base,
Hmm.
and amazing, sometimes 36-hour Depeche Mode parties, which people attended from different countries. It was in the beginning of 90s, and there were documentaries about it. It was amazing. I haven't been there myself, obviously, but I was there later when my age
Right.
allowed and my
Hmm.
parents allowed me.
Hmm. Do you have a good record collection in the house? Was there music CDs or uh, vinyl around, or mostly it
We
was
do
just
have,
the yeah.
yeah, we do have some vinyl, Depeche Mode vinyls as well, singles. I do
Mm,
have some singles, but I think most of my stuff are on cassettes or CD.
mm,
So I have Depeche Mode and Madonna cassettes and Depeche Mode and Madonna CDs, and also I have other collections that, well, I had another collection that I was really proud of, which was a deform collection. I'm not sure if you know that band.
I
It's
don't.
it's a
No.
German industrial,
Mm,
electronic, dark, really abstract, really avant-garde
mm,
act from, I think they've been around since maybe the 80s, I would
yeah.
say, but
Mm,
definitely the 90s.
mm,
So they have many albums, and I had a beautiful collection because their visuals inspired me so
okay.
much. They inspired Black Nail Cabaret's visuals, and
Mm.
I lost the collection. I think when we were moving countries,
Yeah, that's a shame.
yeah.
Well, if you tell me about that, I lost so many collections during I had a flood in my basement and a
Oh dear.
lot of my old stuff. Man, this, ah,
It's heartbreaking, isn't it?
it was. So, I still have what's left, some of them, but they really look in bad shape right now. So,
Yeah.
okay,
We're trying not to get too attached because these are
yeah,
material goods after
yeah,
all, but it's
mm,
still heartbreaking
yeah.
to lose all that beauty.
Yeah, because it's
And
like memories from the past when I was younger and stuff like that. If it was something
yeah,
that I just bought last week, it would be the same, but something that I have for many, many years, it's like, eh,
yeah,
that's
I
how it
know.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I also read that you started as a performer in a theater group in Budapest.
Oh yeah. That was an interesting time. That was before the music. I
Hmm.
think we wanted to do something more quick that we can bring on stage because music, writing music in my mind at the time required more time to develop. And I wasn't there. I wasn't ready to sing and to write my own songs.
Hmm.
So we started to come up with theater pieces. Well, it was mostly movement performance, so there was no speaking. It wasn't that kind of theater. It was more like performance and dancing, and
Hmm.
we were putting different type of music together to create like a scenario, and we wrote the piece around it and the movement and what's happening on stage, and we were different characters.
Hmm.
Sometimes a geisha who, out of jealousy, kills the other geisha at a fetish
Hmm.
party,
Hmm.
or we were vampires or fetish dancers or all different kinds of things, or just a sick psychopathic mother with twins who is
Hmm.
obsessed with having just one child, and she ties them together and
Hmm.
pretends they are one. So things like that.
Hmm. Was that more like psychological horror or more like graphic imagery or all together? All.
I think it's both, but we were
Hmm.
trying to put more focus on the psychological side for,
Hmm.
well, that was more intriguing for one. And then for two, obviously we had some financial limits
Hmm.
for the special effects. So we tried to come up with smarter ways how to present horror on stage, which can be weird or disturbing, but we don't need as many special effects. So I think it was more psychological.
Hmm. So when did you meet Sophie Tar? Was that after that period or just at that time? When did you
No,
meet?
she was part of it actually.
Oh,
We
she was
started,
part of it.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay.
We started, so we met at a goth party back in I think 2003 or
Hmm.
2004. And then we had this idea to, or actually, no, sorry, there was a party series, an event series that they started to arrange, which kind of collects the whole of the Gothic scene in Hungary
Hmm.
for one single event. They invited the DJs from the different events, like the Gothic, the industrial. I think there was even metal and visual kei, so the Japanese visual kei fans, and they organized a big event for all that. So everything is covered, and they were looking for dancers.
Hmm.
And I think we probably were asked to do it, or we said that we would love to do it, but it came about somehow. So we were Gothic dancers dressed up in vinyl
Hmm.
and latex and all that, and we were just like giving them a good time. And
Right.
then at the next event, which was similar to this one, we thought that maybe we could just put on a little performance just to make it more fun.
Hmm.
And this is how it really came about. And then the performances started to evolve from event to event. And then we thought that maybe we could invite more members so it will become more interesting and we can have more characters on stage. So we founded a group basically of, I think, 7 members.
Hmm.
There were 7 members when it started.
Wow. So how long did it last? For how many years? A couple?
Couple of years. Yeah, I
Hmm.
think up until maybe the band started, maybe. So around 2008.
2008.
So 3, 4, 5 years. Yeah.
Hmm. That's very interesting. Uh, you already mentioned some about the German band, but I was gonna ask you who were some of the artists, writers or thinkers that have been most impactful, I guess, on your creative development as an artist?
Back in the old days or now?
Well, no, in the old days.
In the old days.
Yeah, when you started the band.
I think the most important ones when I was in my teen
Hmm.
years, I've been a mixture of a lot of things. So
Hmm.
it's Depeche Mode, it's maybe even gothic metal of
Hmm.
different sorts. There's a hint of it in there. There's industrial, there's definitely Nine Inch Nails, but I was a huge Madonna fan on the other hand. I also loved Björk.
Okay.
Um, and her abstract way of thinking and writing music, and it's just completely new and pioneering the way
Hmm.
she thinks about music, and I really liked that. And I was a fan of 80s pop music, but
Hmm.
I was also a fan of 90s rave and the Love Parade, the Berlin Love Parade era with the
Okay.
different techno DJs and house DJs.
Hmm.
So I think I'm a mixture of that. And
Hmm.
obviously, like inspiration is still flowing into this day. So it's like building up and
Right.
now I'm a mixture of a slightly different thing.
Yeah.
Um, yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, I listened to I think all your LP, all the records that you put out, some singles, even the latest one. It's called Ahechi. Is that what is it called? Ahechi? Ahechi? Your last
Which one?
single.
Sorry.
The last
The
single
single.
that,
Oh,
yeah,
yes, the hedge.
Ahechi,
Hedge.
Ahechi.
The
That's
mountain.
the one.
Yes, the hedge.
Yeah, that's the latest one. But when I listen, like I could tell that the music keeps evolving from album to album. Uh, there is so much stuff in there, like you mentioned, there's electro pop, some synth pop. It's the new wave. There's goth. There's everywhere. Electro. There's so much stuff. So I really enjoyed all of them. Some more than others. Some albums I enjoy, especially the latest ones. I really enjoy a lot. Um, so I was gonna ask you. Your vocals are very rich. Sometimes it's like subtle whispers, soaring harmonies. Very evocative, emotional. Sometimes it's hypnotic, I guess you could say, and soulful. It's so much on your the way you sing. It's like really enjoy it. Um, I was gonna ask you regarding the lyrics and stuff, but we're gonna so many questions I want to ask you. Um,
No
when the
problem. We have plenty of time.
yeah, yeah. Uh, Tell me some about your partner Christian. Was he into other bands previously joining you and Black Nail Cabaret? Was there other bands for him before that? Was he?
Yes, absolutely. I think he was more. into experimental electronics because he has always been into synths and exploring different techniques and samples and
Mm,
all the bands who use that kind of gear that he really liked to listen to, such as Massive Attack or Hooverphonic, which is slightly different from what I have been listening to.
right.
But when we met, obviously he introduced me a lot of new stuff, which I also liked. And I knew Massive Attack from before. I just wasn't listening to it that much. And then I think in the last, I would say 15 years, I've been exploring trip hop and these different artists as well,
Right.
which was a huge source of inspiration to me too. So when we came together, I think those two different slightly different worlds, not too different, but slightly different worlds merged
Mm,
into one. And I think that comes across in our music as well, what he brings to the table and what I bring in with my lyrics and my vocals and inspirations. And obviously I do write songs myself, still to this day, but
right.
now that changed a lot because I know that I prefer not to finish it or just leave a very empty demo before we go
Mm,
into the studio so he can also work with it. He can also put his own turn,
mm,
his own twist on it. Um, and he will know the end result, what will sound good and what will not in the
mm,
mix. So
mm.
we try to pay attention to that as well.
Yeah. I guess he's the keyboard player in charge of programming and the production, and
Yes, everything.
very
Yeah.
important piece of the duo.
Oh, very much. Yes.
Yeah. I saw in, I guess, YouTube, many of your performances. He sits always in the back, like backup, but he's not backup. He's one of the main uh, pieces. Uh, I seem like he doesn't talk much during the your live performances. You are the one in charge, I guess we could say,
Oh, he
regard.
doesn't talk in live performances,
Right,
and not in interviews. He's not really a talkative person. He's not really a
right.
people person. He has his group of people that he's really fond of, and then he will be able to open up.
Hmm.
But otherwise, he just likes to be more quiet and reserved. And as one of our friends said, he's the gray eminence in the back. He's the synth pope.
Yeah, yeah. Uh,
So.
yeah,
He's the
yeah,
stability on the stage, and I'm just this crazy person running in the front.
yeah. Well, you do a great job, let me tell you. Uh, and I guess, like you said, you have your home studio there. Doesn't he have like a solo project also,
He does,
besides?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. It's called Labyrinth, and he
Labyrinth.
released an album with guest vocalists, including myself, obviously. And I think he's planning a second one,
Oh,
actually, but
okay.
it's not in the making yet. Maybe it's in the test phase somewhere, but
Hmm.
we are currently putting together ideas for a new Black Cabaret album. And he's also been on other projects, producing other bands and remixing and all that work. And he's also teaching kids.
Oh,
Um,
teaching kids about what? Music?
yes, electronic music
Oh,
production, sound design, and all
hmm.
that.
Hmm. That's very interesting. Uh, uh, well, like I said before, I listened to your albums. I guess, the latest albums compared with the earlier ones, the sounds got they have I guess gotten more refined and polished. There is a more, I don't know,
That's
immersed
good to hear.
immersed quality. I don't know, richer arrangement. That's for sure. Uh, so
I think we learned a lot in the
more
past.
mature, I guess. The sound has
Yeah.
matured a little.
And also we always learn which with each album and each time when we put an album on stage,
Hmm.
what will work and what will not work so much. And in terms of mixing as well as songwriting and
Hmm.
structure, there is always a lot to learn. And besides that, we always get inspired by different things, and that starts you on a new path of writing something that you really want, instead of thinking about, oh, will people like this? That
Yeah,
that's not how it usually starts. We have to like it first, and then we will see, and we hope that people will like it too.
yeah, yeah. Like your first album, Emerald City, was more like, I guess, for you, was it more like experimental, more raw,
I
uh,
think that was more like a,
do it
a
yourself
school,
stuff? Yeah.
a school of how to put songs together. Um,
Hmm.
I think maybe Butterflies was, or no, actually Let Me In was the very first song I have written
Hmm.
besides the covers that we worked on in 2008. And
Yeah.
also Veronica, I think Veronica was the second one. And Veronica is the one, the way it appears on Emerald City,
Hmm.
that's pretty much it doesn't differ much from the demo version that I put together back in the day.
Hmm.
Let Me In had so many different forms, so it's completely different. And each time we do something with it, it becomes different again. Butterflies is the same. There are so many different versions of it because we were just not happy and it didn't sound good. And we did a new one where we did a remix.
Yeah.
And yeah, so there are lots of different versions. And actually, Emerald City, well, I think someone asked recently whether we would consider re-releasing it.
Hmm.
And if you ask me, not in this form.
Yeah.
It completely has to be reworked from scratch, for me, in order for me to enjoy it and be happy about it and be happy to release it again. Because right now, it's
Right.
not where we are at.
Right. Yeah. Like from that album, like you said, I listened to Veronica in the different, I think live, some of them. It sounds much better for me, the new way of performing that song, to tell you the truth. So uh, there is also that I don't. If they ask me which one I like the most right now, I don't know. I could say God's Virgin on Sanity. Maybe because that's the last one I listened to just yesterday.
Right.
Yeah, so it doesn't,
So it's fresh.
yeah. To tell you the truth, there is a song that my casual God is the one that I've been listening the most. I don't know.
Mm.
There's something about it that I really enjoy. So there's so many of them. My viewers and listeners, please just check out all the albums, and you're gonna enjoy them all. But you know, sometimes I start from the last release and go back. Sometimes I start from the first one, so it doesn't matter as long as you listen to the whole discography, and then you decide which ones you enjoy them more or less. But that's the one I listen. I think the most of all of them. Uh, Darkness is a friend. That one I also listen a lot to that one. So it's a lot of them. What was the first instrument that you ever played? Was it the piano?
Yeah. I learned a couple of tricks. I wouldn't say songs, but I learned a couple of tricks on the piano when I
Hmm.
was about 12. We didn't have a piano at home, so whenever I was exposed to one, I was
Hmm.
just messing around with it. And then I think I got my first one when I got my first job and I could afford a keyboard, but that wasn't a piano. It was
Hmm.
already I think it was a Roland. I don't remember the type, but it
Hmm.
was I didn't really have any help. I didn't really have anyone to turn to, so I just bought one that I thought will be good for me and had had already a floppy disk reader. So I
Hmm.
thought I can save my MIDI files and put them into the computer. So I started writing songs on that one. And then
Okay.
I met some people who were more familiar with synths than I was. And obviously I learned a lot from one of my friends, Arpi, for example. He used to be in a couple of bands, and he had his own Depeche Mode tribute, and also The Cure. tribute as well. So
Okay.
he was familiar with how to write songs on synths and what type of synths are best to be used. And he helped, he gave me some advice.
Hmm.
And then obviously I met more and more people and Chris eventually. So,
Hmm. Regarding your lyrics, has it gotten any easier for you to write songs nowadays? You have I don't know, better techniques, or there is like something, a particular process that you try to use when crafting lyrics? Oh, it
oh yeah,
doesn't matter.
because English is not my first
Hmm.
language. I try to use tools to check grammar. Back in the day, I used to use some of my friends. When I wrote something,
Hmm.
I just sent it over to some native English speaker friends. Shout out to Derek, Anthony Williams
Hmm.
from Jandoy band. He helped me a lot back in the day,
Okay.
and also had Hungarian friends who helped me, who were much better, who
Hmm.
had much better English skills than I did, and they were obviously teaching at uni in English, so we're familiar with not necessarily the grammar, but it was more like the styling, the phrasing of the sentences, but it would make
Hmm.
sense. And then, which was great help back then, is when we moved to London, obviously, and I started reading in English. It
Hmm.
was really hard in the beginning, but I read more and more books, and I think that kind of cleared out the impurities. And I got a gist of it, what I can use and can get away with in terms of meaning and context, and what I cannot, because it doesn't
Hmm.
make any sense and people will not understand it. So that's
Right.
actually another reason I wouldn't release Emerald City, because
Hmm.
I hear some things which are really unclear what I was going to say. I know what I was trying to
Trying to
say,
say. Hmm.
but it's just not clear. So I think even the lyrics need some adjusting and more clarity and more simplicity,
Hmm.
because I didn't really know how to express myself that much back in the
Hmm.
day. And
Hmm.
now there are plenty of tools. There's AI,
Of course.
ChatGPT, so I
Hmm.
can just put a line in and double check whether I can use this or I
Hmm.
should just change the phrasing or there's another word for using it. So I think this is a great tool.
Right.
And yeah,
Do you go
looking.
back to your early writings, to notebooks, and try to find stuff that you wrote and try to, I don't know, maybe decipher what were you trying to say at that time, or
Right. I used to. I have all my Hungarian lyrics
hmm,
from many years. And there was a time when I was, especially the first couple of albums, when I was translating my Hungarian lyrics into English lyrics, but my Hungarian poems into English lyrics. But then they sort of lose not meaning, but actuality, like they become dated for
right,
me.
hmm,
The emotion becomes dated, what I
right,
was feeling becomes dated, so I cannot really relate to it to sing about it as it is fresh. So right now I'm trying not to rework
hmm,
past work. I just leave it as it is because it belongs to that part of
that
time,
part of it. Hmm. So,
so I'm always trying to focus on new lyrics and write new stuff for a new
hmm,
album so I can still relate to it when it comes out and I can sing as it was just yesterday when I wrote it.
hmm. Talking about the emotion, are there like emotions or themes that you find yourself returning to in your songwriting, that they are always there?
I think in a way, maybe fear
Hmm.
would be that emotion that I return to a lot, but it's always a different kind of fear. I think obviously it changes. I feared different things in my 20s, in my 30s, and now I'm in my 40s. So
Hmm.
there are different struggles that we go through, but it's always some kind of anxiety that I struggle with.
Hmm.
It's just a different face of a demon. Different faces of the same demon, basically.
Gotcha.
So yeah.
Hmm. Do you feel more about writing again? Do you feel more prolific, I guess we could say, during the day, or especially at nighttime, when do you write your most of your songs? Oh, it doesn't matter. It makes no difference if it's early during the day or
Hmm.
at night.
Typically, I would say night,
Night.
before going to bed, or just I put myself into bed with all my notebooks and my
Mm,
phone and maybe my laptop,
mm,
and I write. But when it comes to, but that's the lyric part. When it comes
right.
to writing songs and working on melodies, that's usually daytime and on weekends.
Mm,
Um, yeah, because it requires more and more time now. So I cannot just sit there and, okay, I have an hour, I'm gonna kill it now on a song. That can happen. I'm not saying it doesn't happen.
mm,
But usually I have to say that, okay, this afternoon I feel like I want to work on
mm,
stuff. I want to work on songs. So I get myself into my room, I close the door, and I find myself being there for like 6, 8 hours in a row, completely
mm,
forgetting about the world and just
mm,
tweaking stuff.
mm. uh, about how important is the sound and the rhythm of the words themselves in the songwriting process, I guess. Do you ever like choose a word as much as for its sonic quality as if for the meaning of that word?
When it first comes out, I think for me it is best if I just let it come out raw
Hmm.
as the thought wants to come out. And then, because usually when I write a song, when I write lyrics, it's not necessarily attached to a certain song yet. So I don't know the melody of it. I just
Hmm.
want to focus on the emotion, on the thought, on the resolution. And I just write it all out. So there's no obstruction.
Hmm.
And then when I hear something from Chris's studio, let's say that he's working on a riff and or working on a bit, and I go in
Hmm.
and I'm like, oh my God, this mood totally matches what I've been writing about a couple of days ago. Let me just uh, try to sing it, on top of
Right.
this.
Hmm.
And then obviously, as I go by, I have to change the structure a little bit. Maybe I have to lose a sentence. Maybe I have to lose
Gotcha.
a word. So it becomes more dynamic. But
Hmm.
sometimes, even if it doesn't rhyme, but it has the right feel to it, I just leave it because it feels right. It doesn't necessarily have to rhyme
Okay.
if the flow makes sense.
Hmm. Hmm. That sounds good. Yeah, that's the way I probably see it myself. If that's the. Hmm. Also, tell me before I forget about. You also have a side project, right? It's called MK. Is it
Yeah.
it's something that you do on the side, collaborating with other artists?
No, it's
No.
just me and my drawer. So basically anything that doesn't make the cut for a
Okay.
BNC album and it's too me and I'm too attached to it, I just work it out myself and I just create the whole song and every once in a while I release an EP with, I don't
Okay.
know, 4 or 5 songs, and maybe there is already another one, a third one in the making because I had two
Uh,
EPs so far. Or if I feel like experimenting, but I don't want to squeeze that into Black Neck Cabaret just to convince Chris that, oh, I want this to go on the new album. I don't want to press it.
okay.
I just think that, oh, I'm experimenting. It's fun. So,
So,
it can just go on my EP.
so it's more like your solo work without Christian. Is that what it is?
He's mixing it.
Oh,
So
he mixes it.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So, but it's the songs are all me. Well, except one on the first EP, because
Hmm.
he wrote a song there for me, the Eloge. I think that's the proper way to
Hmm.
pronounce it. That's the one he wrote, but all the rest of the songs I have been working on, I created from scratch, and those are all my
Hmm.
experiments, sound experiments. And then I just took the tracks into a studio and he mixed them and he mastered it. And so this is how it came about.
But do you do any of your songs during any of the Black Nail Cabarets when you go play
Yeah.
live? You played that some of your solo work.
Oh, no,
Okay.
no, no, not
No,
those.
no, no. Okay.
No,
Nothing
no.
to do with.
Sorry, I thought,
No, no. I said you're not
asking.
incorporating any of your solo work into no in your live
No, no, we
shows.
don't.
Okay.
And that also um, is the same with his solo work. So we don't play Labyrinth songs either. We don't mix
Okay.
those.
You don't
So
mix
it's
them.
it's a solo project, you know. Maybe he will have a live one day to
Hmm.
perform them. I don't
Hmm.
really feel like performing the Emke songs, to be honest. Those are more like sonic experiments for me rather than
Hmm.
going out and playing them live. I just don't feel it. But maybe one day. I never say never.
Right. Uh, Well, talking about friends and collaborating, that Black Nails Cabaret and Friends Woodland Memoirs, uh, those alternative covers, there's a really great songs that you uh, well, there is only one video that I saw, the one you did in the forest. That's a great video. Uh, but I didn't see any more of those any videos regarding that album that you put out. Did you try to make more videos, or that was the only one? Because just to go to the forest, just to do that in just one video, it seems like a lot of work. I don't know.
You sensed it really well. It was a lot of work, and it wasn't only one video. We actually went out to the woods to do a
Hmm.
whole show of 5 songs, and we played
Oh.
them all. We chose, so I think there are like 12 songs on Woodland Memoirs, and we chose the strongest, which appeared the strongest for us. I think
Hmm.
5 of those, and we just wanted to do a mini concert in the woods, and we
Okay.
recorded it, but the sound the sound recording wasn't possible on the spot. So unfortunately, it had to be pre-recorded in the rehearsal room.
Hmm.
So when we went out and we did the 5 songs, we realized that we cannot present this as a live session
Okay.
because the sound is not recorded there. So basically, it's not live. It's live in a way. So we recorded it in the rehearsal room, but it's not the same.
Right.
It's not like our live stream, for example, that when we it was recorded, the live concerts that we streamed,
Yeah. Yeah.
those were recorded at the same time. So audio and the visual, it was a proper live session, but this wasn't. So we didn't want people to believe that. I mean, probably a professional musician would have spotted it that, oh, this is they definitely didn't record this bit there. And
Yeah.
we didn't want to go there. We didn't want to fool anyone that it's a live session. So basically, we just thought, okay, let's just do at least one music
Hmm.
video out of it. And that's just a beautiful music video in the woods. And this is how it happened,
Yeah, it's
basically.
a great video. I think you're barefoot, aren't you? I think.
Yes. And it was like under 10 degrees Celsius,
Oh,
like I don't know, seven
oh,
degrees. It was snow at some bits
oh my God,
and
that
it
had
was
to be cold.
freezing.
Yeah, you had
But
wearing a dress, very shiny dress.
yeah,
Had to be cold. Oh boy. Yeah.
yeah, my feet were freezing, so I always had to go to there was a little well, it wasn't a heater basically. It was an aggregator, or how do you say it in English, that generates power
A
for
generator,
all the
yeah.
instruments. There was a huge and it was hot and it was blowing out hot air. So whenever we had a break, I just ran there and I just like heating up my feet because I couldn't feel them. It felt like I had wooden feet.
Wow, it's amazing. Well, you play so many shows already since you started uh, Black Nail Cabaret. You play in Europe, many different countries. And you never played in Spain, did you? Not yet.
We played in Spain.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah, we played in
Hmm.
oh in Madrid for the first time last November.
Oh, really? Oh, I
Yeah.
didn't know that. Uh, yeah, sounds cool. Um, I was gonna ask you regarding your projection screens. Was that did you start using those screens from the beginning, or that came later?
Yes, I would say from the very beginning, even with Emerald City, when we first
Hmm.
brought that to the stage, we had background projection that we created, and that was also a good lesson to be learned, I think. In
Hmm.
the beginning, with the first two albums, we had a very distracting projection, I would say. So we got very good feedback from friends, which is really helpful to know that it's really distracting the
Hmm.
audience from us actually, because it's more like a storyline behind us. It's
Okay.
like a almost like a movie that was put together, and it's just too much. So that was interesting. So we realized that it has to be more, so it has to elevate the show instead of drawing the attention away from what is going on stage. So this is
Hmm.
what we're trying to do now, that just to paint a sort of background that elevates the emotional side of each song.
Right.
So I try to carefully edit those together for each new song that we put on stage.
Hmm. Sounds good. Your fashion and aesthetics play, I guess, a huge role in your stage presence. You have so many different costumes and vintage dresses and some extravagant outfits, I guess. I don't know how to say. Very theatrical,
That way.
uh, handcrafted costumes. But
Not all of them, but
yeah,
yes.
some of them are really elegant. Some all kind of variety. Do you spend a lot of time deciding which outfits to wear at shows? Do you?
Yes. I
Hmm.
would say yes. I do try to plan each outfit depending on where we perform, what sort
Hmm.
of audience or even stage I'm expecting, what sort of atmosphere I'm expecting. Um,
Hmm.
so yeah, or maybe I just have a creator in my mind that I want to become, and I plan the outfit around it, and that
Yeah.
kind of gives me a confidence that metamorphosis part of it. I think it's from the theater group days, probably the
Hmm.
performance group days, when we were going through this metamorphosis every time, and we just lived those characters, and
Hmm.
I could completely get lost in them, and I really like that. Instead of
Yeah.
running around as myself, I become something more. But it's still recently I've been thinking about it, and it's still me. It's just
But yeah.
amplified.
Is it like? Do you feel like you're wearing like a armature, like a protection with? I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially with the masks in the very
Right.
beginning. That's really like protection from, I think, from an anxiety, really, that could kick in and throw me off my
Hmm.
game
Hmm.
in the first couple of songs. And then when I sort
You
of build that crust
and
of
then yeah.
confidence after a couple of songs, then I can just remove it and release myself and just display myself more. I don't know.
Yeah, well, the audience seems like they react when you remove your masks. They feel like like I don't know,
Yeah,
like a sense of relief. Like now it's like everything
yeah, I'm
is
coming out.
it's coming out. Yeah, uh,
Yeah.
yeah. On your last single that you just put out, you're wearing a hedgie. I don't know. You said it the right way. I don't know. You're
No,
wearing that red outfit. I don't know what it is. Like creature with some type of horn. I don't know what it is.
yeah, it's a bit like an insect
An
to me,
insect.
I think. There's no certain like actually I
Hmm.
didn't make that mask myself. It was
Hmm.
created by an artist from Berlin called Gamma Sky. I met him on Instagram and he's amazing. He's creating amazing masks, and I am actually planning to work with him in the future if
Hmm.
he wants to. Because and also he created the white mask, which some of you may have seen, the triangle shaped white mask, which was like
Y-
kind of like a distorted fishnet type of thing.
Right, I seen that on YouTube, I
Yeah,
think. Yeah.
he created that one as well. So I think he has a way of seeing things differently, which really aligns with how I look at costumes and things. So I really like his
Hmm.
stuff.
Yeah. Well, when I see you on stage, you're really, I don't know how to say it. She's in great shape. She moves around, she dances because, the way she moves. I seen some of your videos where you do a lot of outdoors, I don't know, exploring, hiking, walking in forests, I don't know, nature in
Yeah.
general, uh, discovering little villages, old buildings, I don't know, walking for many hours. Uh, you always seems like you already get you do exercise. It seems like you do a lot of guess jogging maybe or marathons, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, I do exercise. I try to do exercise at least 5 to 6 days a week.
Hmm.
Not long hours, but I usually do like 30, 40 minutes.
Hmm.
I lift weights, but my real passion is in running, because that's what I can challenge myself with in terms of distance and in terms of elevation. Now I just
Hmm.
started to run with more and more elevation to like a trail runs and mountain runs. I'm just trying
Hmm.
to train for that. But yeah, last year I ran my first half marathon.
Hmm.
And I'm planning to run that every year from now on at least once because it was a really good preparation and it really kept me going in terms of exercise. So I won't quit for like several weeks because I know that I will lose the miles then.
Hmm.
So I have to start from the previous week and then just
Right.
build it up from then on. So it's actually a good inspiration to continue exercising and not just do it for a period of time.
Hmm. I probably a good challenge for you will be doing maybe the I don't know if you know about it, but the way to Santiago. Doing th- this network Asian pilgrimage routes from across
Right.
Europe that
Yes.
end
Oh
up
yeah.
in Spain. The
Yes.
city in
Yes, that
Santiago.
long one that which is like I don't know how many.
Yeah, you could do the French way from France or the
Yes.
northern way. That will take care
Yeah.
of.
I
My
have
brother,
a
my brother did it a couple of months ago. It took him a month walking from.
right.
So he
It's just
really
that I don't think we have the time, but maybe
you need a
maybe
whole
once
month. Well, you have
yeah.
time to stop, and rest and write songs during the at that time,
Yeah, maybe when we are retired, maybe we're gonna do
Every
that.
time.
Um, but right now is we do hike together. So you saw that correctly. So
Yeah.
running is my passion, but Chris is not really into
Hmm.
running. We cycle together sometimes, but we started this hiking trail, the Hungarian Blue Trail.
Okay.
It's like over thousand something kilometers, and you can do it in bits. So there are like different
Hmm.
uh I don't know, like 25 kilometers a day.
Hmm.
And this is what we did a couple of years ago that we went backpacking for 4 days and we actually did a long part of it. Um, so this is what we're trying to do. So whenever we have some free time on the weekend, we
Hmm.
just go for and do one bit of it. And then you have to collect these stamps, which
Okay.
so there is a little notebook that you get. You can buy that, you can purchase that somewhere, and then you just collect the stamps
I
on the
understand. Yeah.
hills, on certain points of the hill,
Right.
which
Yeah.
cannot be approached by car. So you cannot
Right.
just go there and stamp it and just like drive away.
Gotcha.
You have to
Yeah.
actually walk.
Yeah. That's very similar to the way of Santiago because then you
Right.
got like a little passport and they put like a
Yeah.
stamp.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know there are stamps on that one as
Yeah. They
well.
put a
So
stamp.
good.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like a passport that you carry.
Ah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's similar here as well. So you have to collect the blue stamps, and
Yeah.
once you get all, you can just send in your book, and they will
Oh,
give you a brooch, I think, or I don't know, something
Yeah, yeah,
like a
it's
piece of paper to say that, oh,
right,
you
right. It's very
completed it.
similar. Yeah, it sounds very similar.
Yeah.
Yeah. So tell me about what's going on with your duo, the Black Nail Cabaret. What's are you composing new songs? You probably have stuff coming. I don't know when, but what are you up to now? Are you planning to release anything this year, or more next year?
I think it's definitely next year. I
Hmm.
think maybe this year we can record a new album. We
Okay.
have quite a few demos. I have quite a few lyrics. I'm working on a new concept in terms of the album itself, in terms of
Hmm.
how we present it live on stage. What I would like to do. This is coming to life right now, so it's still unclear. It's a bit blurry, but I
Okay.
can see some figures already and how I want to present it visually.
Hmm.
I think the most important thing will be visual wise, in terms of music videos and stage appearance, is that I want to make it more cohesive
Okay.
because I love costumes. I have plenty of them. I have plenty of different accessories, and my wardrobe is overflowing with
Hmm.
these. And I think I just started to feel that it's a waste of material.
Okay.
It's not really and not very environmentally friendly, so to say, to have so many things.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I want to make it more cohesive, so maybe we don't do as many shows and maybe we won't do as many small clubs, but maybe we will choose bigger stages
Oh.
and to be able to present it in a way we imagined. And that will make it more interesting for the audience as well.
Hmm. Sounds very
That's what
interesting.
I'm trying to work out
Hmm.
at the moment.
And you got some shows for this year, no?
Yes,
You be
yes,
in
for this,
June,
yeah.
6 to
June we have the VGT, which is the Treffen in Leipzig.
right.
And
That's
then
class.
from August, we have a couple of more festivals. We have the Stella nominee. We
Germany.
will play in Belgium at the Porto Negro Autumn Passage.
Hmm.
We have a couple of shows in September that are not announced yet in Hungary.
Okay.
Actually, two shows in our homeland.
Hmm.
And in October and November we have more dates in Germany. So and also in Sweden. I think that
Oh,
hasn't been announced yet either. So we have a
hmm.
couple of shows coming up, especially in the autumn, quite a few shows there.
Right.
We're gonna definitely
Yeah.
work this album Chrysanthemum a little bit more. So we are excited about that. And then hopefully in 2026, this new concept
Hmm.
will be fully born and ready to go.
Hmm. That would be great. I hope I have the chance sometime to see you. Not in the States, I don't think for now, but maybe in Europe.
Well, it would be a dream come true
Hmm.
to play in the States, but
Hmm.
obviously it has its difficulties because I don't think it's possible for a band on our level, a foreign band, to do just a one-off show.
Yeah.
We have to go there to make a proper tour.
Right.
But obviously the visa is quite
Yeah.
a bit of a process, and also it's quite expensive, so we have to make sure that the tour makes up for it. And
Yeah.
so
It's not
it's really
easy. It's
a lot of
not
things.
easy, especially nowadays. It's not easy. Uh,
Yeah, especially nowadays. And now it's
yeah.
maybe it's getting even more difficult, who knows, you know?
Yes. Yes, it is. It's more difficult, I think. I
Yeah.
think. I'm still, I don't know. So, yeah. So it'd be great. New music will be coming. I'll be checking you guys out. Like I said, I listened to all your albums. All even cover songs, Umbrella and Happy House. It's so many, so much stuff that I to
That's a really like nice contrast you put there.
yeah,
Umbrella was the very first thing I ever put together in my life.
Rihanna, yeah,
And Happy House was the very last cover we had
yeah,
with Chris.
yeah. So
So
that's why I mentioned the two. But there is more that available, but you could spend many couple at least 2 or 3 hours just going on YouTube and watching her videos. Um, you can there's not that many interviews. I don't know. Not that this one is that great, but there's not that many available where you can see her. Well, Christian, I haven't seen any interviews with him, but there is so much music, especially music videos, and you can see all her outfits and all different stuff. And it's a lot of live show footage also. So there's a lot of stuff that you can check out. Also, you can go. I think they got a web page available, right? It's blacknailcabaret.com.
That's right. Yes.
That's the main their web page. Also Bandcamp, where you can find their digital albums and CDs. And
Yeah.
yeah, most of it is available over there. I think Spotify, SoundCloud, everywhere. Apple Music. It's everywhere. It's not that hard to find. Google Black Nail Cabaret, and that's all it takes. You can see, uh, click, just click anything, and from there you probably could jump to any other available. Also, social media. You have to be there. Instagram. Uh, that's what I saw most of their posts. I don't know. I guess they have also probably TikTok. I don't know. Where do you?
I do have TikTok, but um, I use it very sporadically, so it's
Mm,
not. I'm not really a TikTok type of person.
yeah, I'm not a either. But Instagram, that's where I check you guys out. I don't know. That's all those posts. So I will suggest my viewers to check those 6 albums, and there are EP. I think EP singles. So much stuff available there. And Cuentame is their latest 2024 on Dependent. Oh, she has a cat. What do you know? All these cat people, they got cats. What is going on with cats? I had many cats when I was early. Well, is that a male or female, Michelle?
He's a she.
It's a she.
Yeah. Her name is Blanca.
Blanca, just the opposite of her color.
Yeah, right.
White? Yeah.
I didn't put that together, but Blanca is a really lovely name. We also have that in Hungary,
Oh, really?
written with a K.
Oh, okay.
So, and I think it's a really cute name, and she's a really cutesy little princessy little sissy.
Does she know you are a rock star? No, not yet.
They don't care. That's
They
the one
don't
that's
care, right?
saying.
It's about cats. They don't really give a shit. They say,
They don't care about me, about my ego, about anything. They just care about the love you provide and the food.
Yeah. Is that the only one you have, or you got more?
We have two right
Oh,
now.
you got two.
We used to have three. There was a dynasty of three, but unfortunately we lost the boy, the alpha, in
Hmm.
February. He was with us for 10 years. He was
Oh,
13. We
okay.
adopted him when he was four, so nearly 10 years he spent with us.
Yeah.
So now there are only the two black girls.
We got two dogs. Uh, I had cats when I was a young kid. I had many cats, but not lately. I don't. My wife is not. She doesn't like cats that much. I don't know why. She loves dogs, but cats for me. Meh. They used to go. I probably said it before. I used to go to get my to go to the store, the deli. They had a lot of like Spanish people. They always buy bread. So I used to go to the store, and the cat will follow me from my house.
Oh,
Every like a dog. You will go behind. I'll go to the store, and behind you will walk with me all the time. Little cat. So
they're very smart, I
yeah.
think. Cats. It's just that they may show it in a different way, but if you really tune in, then you
Hmm.
can actually see them try to communicate their
Hmm.
little things to you
Hmm.
on a different level. And I just love that.
Hmm.
I think they're very smart.
Yeah, I think they are. Hmm. Uh, so are there like any creative ventures or dreams that you haven't explored yet that you want to maybe do later in the future?
Um, well, if I ever lose the ability to
Mm,
sing and or if I lose the inspiration to write songs, I may gonna transfer to create costumes like
okay.
full on and properly, and maybe I will finally learn how to sew
Okay.
because now I can just sew with my hands, but not with the machine.
Okay.
And I don't even have the machine, so whenever I need something
Hmm.
to be sewn. What's the proper form of that word? Sorry, my grammar is still imperfect, as you can hear. So if I need to sew something, then
Yeah.
obviously I have to go to one of the ladies here who can just make some fixings and just
Right. Pues la
do some
casaste.
stuff for me, and then I can continue from then on just to put like gemstones on it or whatever. I can glue
Mm,
stuff together, but I cannot sew.
mm. Well, you could do that too. You got plenty of time to start learning how to sew.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh, so I have to, you know, thank you for your opportunity, the opportunity of talking to you. Like you have such a unique talent,
Thank you
and
so much
thanks for your
for the
inspiring
opportunity.
dialogue. I guess
Oh,
uh,
thank you very much,
and
and hopefully this will get our music to new people.
yeah, of
Hopefully it'll
course,
be
especially
introduced.
like people like me that had no idea until like a couple months ago who you were and what you were about.
Nice.
Uh, and you keep making good music. You got many tools in your toolbox to use. Always, always electronic, but the pop side is always there. But so, all those different music genres that you enjoy adding to your music catalog, I guess we could say. So I gotta thank you for that, and just wish you the best in your musical career and professional and personal life.
Thank you so much, and thanks for having me. And have an amazing day with your dog.
Yeah, I want both of them, two dogs,
Oh
and
yes, dogs.
I hope to see you someday. You know, maybe
Yeah,
it'll be a great time next year. Who knows? I
yeah.
never been in Hungary. It's for what I saw, it's a beautiful country. I think you're my second interview that I did with a Hungarian artist. I think
Really?
the Hell Freaks. I think with
Right.
I think yeah, Shusha. What's her name? Yeah, yeah. I interview.
Oh, I will look them up. I don't
Yeah,
think I know.
interview Hell. Yeah, interview the Hell Freaks.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, the punk rock metal Shaky Sue. Oh, no, I can't
Oh,
remember.
right.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Right. That's a slightly different genre, but I will
Yeah,
definitely
it's
look them
more
up.
like
That's
punk and
great.
metal. Yeah. So I remember now that I interviewed somebody else from Hungary. So hopefully I can interview more people from Hungary. I don't know if it's going to
Yeah.
be as good as Emese, but we'll see what we can do.
Well, we have a fairly strong Gothic dark scene right now. I
Hmm.
think there are many new bands
Right.
who formed in the last couple of years, and there are new bands forming even this year. So let's see where it goes, and
Yeah.
wish them all the success.
Thank you so much. It's same to you, and you enjoy the whatever is rest left for the Sunday. Yeah.
Yes, you
So
too.
see you guys next week. Nothing better than this. Keep just watch this interview many times and listen to what she said, not to me. Thank you. See you next week.
Kibontom a mágasom és jeleket küldök a hegy tetejéről. Kibontom a mágasom és jeleket küldök a hegy tetejéről. Minek menekült